Hello,
Hello.
how are you doing?
Yeah, so far so good.
Yeah? Could you send me
Yeah.
your Opener GG as well? And then we'll start there.
OPGG. Yeah, one
Yeah.
second. I just played some Flexes with friends. So
Mm.
OPGG. One second. OPGG. Okay. Right. There you go.
Thank you. Okay, you can see my screen?
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
see that.
Nice. Okay. Okay. How come you play on EU Nordic? That's the first question I have. I always ask people why they play on EU Nordic.
Because I'm from kind of Belgium right now.
Yeah.
So I didn't. I tried to move. I mean I not tried, but I want to move
Mm-hmm.
to West. But all my friends are there, so they're just
Mm. Yeah, I
not
had the
moving. I mean, if
same.
I'm moving, I'm gonna play. Okay, I'm gonna play solo queue, but when I play flex and have fun with them, it's
Mm.
different.
Yeah. I think you're not quite. That's an ELO where I would like say you should immediately go to EU West. But if we are able to get you up to
Exactly.
like master, then I would start to think about making a Smurf where you play on EU West. Because for example, me, when
Yeah.
I started out on EU Nordic, and all my friends were on EU Nordic. And what I did was I had my main account on EU Nordic, and then I just made a Smurf on EU West, and that was kind of like I made it kind of my ranked account. And then I would play,
Okay.
with my friends on EU Nordic, and then I'd have like a tryhard ranked account on EU West. And I do think if you do get high relo and you still want to like, experience the best possible competition, especially like once you get Master Plus, the players are a lot better on EU West. But
You have.
I wouldn't worry about that right now.
Yeah.
Uh, what would you say your goals with League are?
Just for the moment improve and get a higher rank because
Mm-hmm.
as you can see, it's Diamond 4-3-4-3.
Yeah,
And now with the change of the new split,
yeah,
Adikiri hit hard.
yeah,
I mean, it's not that easy. It used to be. Now
yeah.
you have like 4 items spike, and it's a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
And also the AP outlaners are pain.
That's true. How come you're playing so many different champs? Like I'm looking at your ranked splits, and it seems like there's no real.
Yeah, most of them I play at ADC, but I don't use to spam a few champs. I like
Mm-hmm.
a few champs, but all the time they get nerfs. Like Zeri now. Now Zeri feels a little bit down,
Mm-hmm.
if you ask me. Caitlyn, the same.
Mm-hmm.
I, I, she got hard nerfs.
Mm-hmm.
Now I like for example Tristana, which I don't play for a few years, like spamming her.
Mm-hmm.
I try to play more Tristana because I like her kit and she feels good now.
Mm-hmm.
Kaisa also feels good.
Mm-hmm. How come you're playing
Most
Resolve on every single ADC?
sorry.
You're playing Resolve on every single ADC. How come? Or not every single, but most of them.
Yeah, I think that's a problem.
Is the problem? I mean, I wasn't
Okay.
criticizing you. I mean, it can be fine. I'm just curious to hear your thought process. Like, how come you're going Resolve on all these champs?
Yeah, most of the time I just don't change the the room page.
Ah, I
I, I,
see.
I I normally don't change based on the enemy team.
Hmm. I mean, I think with runes you don't need to change that much. The only thing I'd say is like on some champions being tanky is not that important, while on some champs it is. I think, for example, on Twitch,
Yeah.
domination is really nice because you're playing a lot of snowball with the stealth. So you can go like eyeball and treasure hunter, and you're just like
Okay.
trying to get kills.
It gets a
Uh,
kill. Yeah.
I think with Kaisa it can kind of be the same, or with Kaisa I really like inspiration for free boots, because you hate buying
Okay.
boots with Kaisa, because then you have to delay your Q evolve a little bit, and you want to get that as soon as possible. But minor like secondary runes are not that important. The bigger thing that I'm thinking about here is kind of like you're playing a lot of different champions, and that makes improving a lot harder, I
And
think. But it
yeah,
is
so
true. What I always say is you should prioritize what's fun. You know, like if you find Tristana fun right now, I want you to play Tristana because that makes you learn faster. And at the end of the day, we're playing this game to enjoy it, right?
true.
Um, but I would want you to kind of have a little think about what champions over the next like few weeks or even months do you feel like you really want to put more time into to get really, really good at so that we can get you a higher rank. Because, of course, we want to improve a lot of the game while we play, but we also want to get really, really good at the champions we're playing and really confident on them.
If you
So,
ask me in the top three, like,
yeah,
or
like
yeah,
if you could
it's
pick,
Kaisa
like,
first.
yeah,
It's very second, and if you ask me, it's Vayne third. But I cannot play Vayne. I
mm,
feels bad, and
yeah,
I'm gonna go Tristana. I think for now.
yeah. Like I think that would be a good like core to build. Like maybe you have the Kaisa Zeri that you're gonna like stick to most games,
Yes,
or for a longer period of time, and then you kind of have a third champ that's gonna change a bit more depending on what you feel like. Maybe it's gonna be Tristana
exactly. Like
sometimes, Jhin,
it's also Jin.
Twitch.
Jin, yes,
Yeah,
It's also Jin.
I think that's good.
I like Jin, but it's the same. It
Yeah.
feels different when you have a good support or an engaged support, or what you need on Jin, and when you
Mm-hmm.
have, I don't know, Senna playing with
Mm-hmm.
you.
That Senna sucks. Do you have any preference on what game to start with?
You can start with. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, we can do the Jhin one then.
Okay.
Okay, so you're playing here Jhin Brand into Aphelios Leona. Do you have any
Yeah.
like thought process before the game of how you want the lane to look like or what you want to do?
I just think of letting Brand poke them and
Mm-hmm.
keep the distance between me and Leona as far as possible because she can engage. That's why I
Mm-hmm.
take the cleans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, cleanse is good.
And if there is an opportunity with the jungle to do something, I'm just gonna be there with W, with R, with following.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Why do you leash here?
Uh, Normally, I mean, I leash all the times because they are gonna spam pings and not ganking and rage
Mm-hmm.
most of the times. If you, I don't know if I have the chat on, but sometimes it's a pain to read the
Okay.
chat in this elo.
Yeah. Then I'm gonna say something that maybe makes you a bit scared. Never leash.
Never leash. Okay.
Never leash. If you watch anything above diamond, nobody ever leashes, apart from if they have a really weird jungler that can't clear camps. Nearly every
Okay.
jungler can full clear, like clear all their camps before the crab spawns. So leashing is virtually useless. It saves them like
You
5-10 seconds. But
okay?
what I want you to think about is a really easy way of viewing early laning phase is that push is overpowered. What do I mean by that? I mean that the team that is getting push in bot lane, the bot lane duo that is getting push, is always going to be stronger. They're going to be stronger for two reasons. One, they're going to be stronger because they get level 2 first, they get level 3 first. In general, right? They'll be the ones leveling up first because they're killing more minions, right?
So yes.
And they're also going to be stronger because they are always going to have more minions. And these minions, these bad boys, they do a lot of damage. So, for example, if you're trying to engage on enemy ADC, but he has 5 caster minions right next to him, it's probably going to be a bad fight because they'll start beating your ass. So, if you have built up a big wave, it'll be very hard for the enemy team to ever fight you. So,
Got
what I want your game plan to be in virtually every single game is start on lane, make sure you're getting push. If they are leashing, then you don't need to hard push the first wave very much because they'll be so delayed. And then once you can see that you've gotten push, you just last hit the minions at the last possible second, and you try to like poke the enemy whenever they go for CS. So, for example, in this case, like whenever Aphelios would go for CS, I would want you to click up and try to auto attack him when he goes for a last hit.
Okay.
And if you make that your general game plan, the lane will look like every single lane will look really good for you. Because what I think is going to happen now, and even now, I think you're not playing for push, which for me is a problem. Because if they get to hit level 2 at the same time as you guys, then they are very happy.
Yeah.
They're very happy, right? So what I want to happen is that you guys are making sure that you kill more minions so that you get level 2 before them, and Leona can never go in, you know, if she's level 1 to your guys level 2.
Yeah.
And you do get it slightly first, but here comes the second point. Once we do get level 2 first, we need to click really aggressively, right? I don't want Aphelios to be able to stand here. We're already too far back because we can recognize already now that we're going to get level 2 first. Because we can kill this minion before Aphelios can kill this minion. So if we're able to recognize that faster, then instead of clicking back, I want you to click forward. And then you can punish the Aphelios for trying to get this farm or trying to do anything. And this is really like, yeah, it's really, it'll make a huge difference in how you feel like the early laning phase is going. But it's not very hard, you know? It's just hit minions. Once you understand, okay, we're getting level 2 first, I play aggressive and I try to look for when the enemy's ADC wants the last hit and I hit him. It's just that. It's not complicated. But that shit, like, will transform your laning phase completely. Because already now I can see that you're not really playing with that consciously in mind, even though here you don't really get punished for it because enemy bot lane also weren't playing that well for push. But here, there's another thing here. It's like, so what I want the laning phase to look like is that you keep playing for push. You know? Okay, so first of all, so enemy leashed jungler as well, right? You guys both leashed.
Yes.
Do you think Lilia ever does free camp spot into gank bot? Actually, silly question. You're at an ELO where that could actually happen.
Yes.
That's true. To be fair,
it happened a lot of times.
It can happen.
Yeah, most of the times, no.
Most of the times, no. But what I think you could do instead here, I think it's fine if you go to ward, but there's one thing I don't like about it. I really want you to maintain push. I want you to keep hitting the next wave and make sure that this Aphelios and Leona are kind of stuck under tower and you and Brand can poke them. Because how you can think of it is your responsibility in this lane to allow your Brand to poke is that you guys always have a bigger wave than they do, so he doesn't have to be worried about Leona engage. Because look what's going to happen now. You run to ward, and you take some time to do that. Aphelios, meanwhile, while you're warding, is hitting the wave. He's hitting the wave, right? And now you're going to come back, and look, do you see what's happened now?
Yeah, it pushed me.
Yeah, now the wave is pushing to you, and their wave it's only 1 minion, but it's slightly bigger. And now the threat of Leona suddenly becomes very real. Now, if Leona walks here to this bush, you have to be really scared. Because Leona can actually go in now. So you can see how giving this space and also letting them get the pushback suddenly makes the lane way, way harder. Like, Brand can't go and poke the Leona now. That would be very scary for him. Because if he gets Leona E'd, he has to flash or dies or whatever, right? It's just bad. So that's why push is so important, because it allows your support to play more aggressive.
Yes.
Yeah. Like now it's oof, this is scary. See? And Leona recognizes it. But this is okay, this is good. I like what you do here. Here, a classic mistake that I've seen so many people do, they hit the Leona. But whenever enemy support goes in, this is really well played to you, you should hit the enemy ADC to like try to save your support, because enemy ADC doesn't want you to hit him, right? So what he either does is he hits you, or he has to walk backwards, so he can't hit the Brand. Because if he hits the Brand, that means that you just hit him for free. The only thing is here, I don't want you to W, I just want you to Q instead. And you hold your W. Because the Q, you get the damage 100%, while the W, it's easy for him to dodge in this situation. And I think in these sort of fights, you can hold your W more to wait until after they start running away, and then you use the W. Because now you missed out on the Q damage after the 4th shot.
Yeah.
Ooh, sloppy movement there.
Thank you.
Also another, let's see. I really like on Jhin, I like to level 2 points into Q before I put a point into E, because E level 3 is kind of useless. Like it's a bit of a waste of mana, and putting 2 points into Q early is really nice. So that's something I'd recommend if you play a lot more Jhin games, because it makes your Q do like considerably more damage. And you know, it's very rare that you use your E this early in the game.
Okay.
Nice try. Good. Okay, so now you can see, now we've built up a big wave, right? So now we have 5 caster minions, right? We have a pretty big wave here. So then, like, I just want to transform your mindset into thinking that waves are really, really powerful. So that'll do 2 things. One, it'll make you want to push more, which is really good, because that's what we're trying to instill. But the second thing is, like, let's look at this back, and let's look at this Leona. Let's look at her a little bit. This looks fine right now, but now it doesn't look so fine to me. How can she be here without getting auto-attacked by you? If she goes in on you here, when Aphelios is here, in your big wave, you think it's good?
Yeah.
It's bad, no?
Yeah. It's bad for her.
Yeah, it's bad for her. So that
Yes.
means you can hit her for free, and she can't go on you. And this is due to 2 things. One, it's due to the Aphelios position, right? Which makes it so that he can't follow the Leona engage, he's too far. And the second thing is this huge ass wave, is number 2, that makes it so that if Leona does go on you, she will take so much damage from these minions. And it also means that it's blocking the skill shots from Aphelios, so he can't use green Q on you, and it just becomes impossible for her. So I really don't want to see you clicking this passively while Leona's walking up here. I just want you to internalize that when you have a big wave, it's aggression time. Like, hit them, hit them, hit them. Like, why is Leona able to hit the minions? Why is she able to do anything? She should be, no, hit them. I mean, now it's good, like, auto. Don't Q, just auto. Just auto, you can do auto attack, click down, auto attack, click down, auto attack. Because she already used, in this case, she used her, the only thing she could do to go on you, right? She used her E. She can never go on you now. So you can just get as many free autos as you'd like. It's a buffet. We don't want to, we're letting Leona get away with murder here. Well, we could have chunked her down like 300 damage. Again now, our positioning, very stinky. We need to be here. We want to be in front of the wave. Because we want to get all the space and recognize that if Leona goes on us here, like if we are here now, and Leona goes on us, she's the one inting, not us. She's the one inting. And if we do that, it creates such, it becomes so like, how can Aphelios last at this? This is illegal. If we are here now, Aphelios can't last at this. And if he tries, boom, he dies.
Yeah.
So,
too passive.
Yes, it's too passive, but we need to understand why we are strong. And once we understand that, the aggression just clicks. The aggression just clicks. Now your brand is going a bit crazy, but this can be good. Oh, that W didn't land. It looked like it would land.
Yeah. The jungle doesn't mind to help, so.
Yeah, I don't know why Briar doesn't move. That was a bit strange. People have very bad map awareness in this ELO. I mean, I think she just probably had bad map awareness, unironically, or I don't know. Okay, let's see here. So now your brand is dead. Your wave is still pretty bad.
We should back.
I mean, you should do 1 or 2. I think staying is okay because Aphelios is staying. Oh. But why base now? Why base now?
I think the gold. One key gold.
I mean, if you wanted to
Yes.
base, you should base
No.
right now. You know, just base right now.
Yeah.
This is where, if you want to base, you base right now. Which I'm fine with. That's fine that you base right now. But if you're not based right now, like I said, you should never base right now. Can you tell me why?
Because I'm losing. I mean, my minions are pushing, and they are gonna clear the wave, push to me, and I'm gonna lose.
That's one reason, yes. But think about why you wanted to base in the first place.
Because Brand was respawning.
Spran was dead, right? That's why we
Yes, Brand was
couldn't
dead,
play the
and
lane anymore.
then I go back and I come back with him.
Yeah. But now, if we look at the minimap, Brand is already here, right?
Yeah.
Why would we now? The only reason we did want to base, like we didn't. You would never tell me that here you wanted to base, right? Why would we want to base here? Look at the Fearless HP. It would be super weird of us to want to base right now, right?
Yeah.
But 20 seconds later, if Fearless HP is the same, Brand is about to come back, and we base. And we also see enemy jungler going to top, right? Going to top side. So we know that she can't come.
Yeah.
So if you, in this case, it's like just like we should keep pushing forward our advantage, you know? And it's also like understand like why did we even want to base? And also, okay, never buy potion. Buy refillable. You only buy potion first recall on ADC. It's a waste of gold to buy potion after that. Buy refillable potion or don't buy at all. I never buy potion after first recall. And I never see other ADCs doing it. It's like 50 gold down the drain. And us ADCs, we gotta play economy, you know what I mean? Like, otherwise, we're not carrying shit. But what we have to do is, like, kind of just think, like, if we just simplify our thought process and think, like, why did we want the base in the first place? And it was like, oh, because Brand wasn't with us and we couldn't play the lane. Okay, Brand is with us. You know, like, you could even, like, I would be fine if you were, like, thinking about recalling. But then once you see Brand is here, you're like, oh, wait, I don't need to recall anymore. I can just push the wave. You know? Because Aphelios is the one who really needs to base. He's the one who's low HP and is struggling. Okay, you get some poke. Oh my god, you kill her?
Yeah.
Oh, Leona fucking trolled. Nice. Also, Dark Harvest Jhin. Very based. I love it. I love when I see serrated Dirk Dark Harvest Jhin. Okay, that's a good... Okay, but... Okay. Why click back?
Good question.
Because here... Aphelios...
It's me, Brand, versus...
Yeah, Aphelios doesn't have enough damage to kill you. I can tell you that. I played a lot of Aphelios games. He can definitely not kill you from this HP. And you have your Brand right next to you, so it's a 2v1. The only reason I think you could think about clicking back here is if you thought enemy jungler was here. But considering we just saw enemy jungler here, and she just like killed us, we know that enemy jungler isn't here. So then, I want you to just be confident in the fact that you are two people. Don't worry too much about your HP bar. Just think, okay, we are two, Aphelios is one, he's trolling. He does not know something we don't. He's just bad and is inting. But here, the problem is that we are trading, like, okay, so look at this, right? Now, if we were to click forward right now instead of back, this would be a 2v1, right?
Yeah.
But now look what happens. Because you click back, now, this is a 1v1. This is not a 2v1. You can't auto. And then, we missed the W. We didn't do any damage. And now it's a 1v1 again. So he just actually 1v1'd you guys twice.
True, and with the barrier, he wins.
Yeah.
But he dies. Stupid.
He dies that? That's crazy. He doesn't want to click out of it.
I don't know.
But you see how, like, in this case, clicking backwards actually makes you, like, less safe. Because it removes the advantage that you have. So what I really want you to focus on is just when you are stronger, which in this case we can make it really simple. When we have a bigger wave, or when we have a numbers advantage, like essentially a trade is 2v1, or your jungler is close, play really aggressive. Just do that. That's all we need.
All right.
Okay. So here, there's two things. One is, Phil's level 6. So he has the level lead that we talked about earlier, right? That is strong. When people have a level lead, they're stronger. And they have 3 minions, you have 2 minions. They have minion lead as well. So we should not walk up. We should play safe here. And just play out of Leona range. She fucks it up, the CC chain, so you end up getting out. But it's still gonna be bad, I think. Yeah, you are dead. Yep. You can see immediately as we deviate from when we are strong and go into when they are strong, it goes bad.
Right.
Because you see what the enemy does? They just played aggressive. The Leona just said, oh, my Aphelios is level 6. That means he's probably stronger. So I go in. And 99% of the time, that's going to be true. If you are level 2 and they're level 1, you're going to be stronger. If you're level 3, they're level 2, you're going to be stronger. If you're level 4, they're level 3, you're going to be stronger. If you're level 6, they're level 5, you're going to be stronger. And that's all you need to get, like, especially, like, high diamond. For master, maybe we need to make it a little bit more specific. But for high diamond, for sure, that's all we need. Because all we need is that the intent is good. That we have the right idea of what we're doing.
Okay.
Okay, so now you're hitting tower a bit. Phyllis comes back. So now, for example, we do the same like check. Phyllis is level 7. We're level 6. We have no sums. That's another thing that you need to consider, right? Sums. Phyllis, we know he has no flash because he flashed when he 2v1 does. But right now, it's hard to fight. Because especially, there's one thing you really need against Leona to fight her, and that's kind of cleanse. If you don't have cleanse, oof, it's tough to fight against Leona. So now I just want you... What I would want to see is you're just playing quite safe. You're respecting. Good. Good. Nice. This looks normal. We want to try to...
I started pretty bad this game, and I tried my best to come back, like.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so...
That range.
Now comes the more... If we want to get even better, there's one more thing that we need to start thinking about. Is, okay, to make it really simple, what do you think is going through Leona's head right now, if she's a bit smart?
Engage.
Well, that's pretty simple. Let's say she's a bit smarter than that.
You tell me.
So, to make it simpler, what do you want to do right here? There's one specific thing you want to do right here. You want to kill this minion, right?
Yes.
And if we assume that Leona knows that, then it becomes pretty simple what Leona wants to do, right? When you go for this minion, she will look to E. So we can play with this information that we're clicking this way and then clicking this way, and we're trying to bait the Leona E before we actually go for the minion. Because what you're doing now is you're just thinking, oh, I want to try to get this minion and then run away. But against better players, that won't work. Because they will get you like this every time. Because they know that, oh, the ADC wants to farm minions. When he goes for minion, I go for him. So we got to play around with that information, and we got to like, so what I would want you to do is like, let's say Leona range is like this range, right? It's like this far. I would want you to be clicking in and out of her range perma, so that you're trying to bait the Leona E right before the minion dies, and then you can farm the minion freely. And if she holds her E, maybe you have to drop the minion. But, I mean, in this case, it's now going to be good that you got engaged upon, because I feel it's just going to die to the Briar. But I don't think you had all of this planned out, you know?
No, I didn't.
And it's more important for me that we just start thinking about, like, how can we make every single game look really, really good? And if we focus on just getting push early game, we play really aggressive once we have push, we understand what makes enemies stronger or weaker. If we have level lead, we're stronger. If we have minion lead, we're stronger. If we have item lead, we're stronger. If we have sums advantage, we're stronger. All those things are like little checks you want to do in your brain. And then we go one step further, which is to think, when enemy goes for CS, I want to punish. So then in the exact same vein, when I go for CS is when the enemy is going to look to punish me. So the logic I just used for Leona, you can also use for enemy ADC, right? The Aphelios probably wants to auto-attack you when you go for minions. So you want to try to always get the minions in a way that the Aphelios can auto-attack you. So it works in it works in every scenario, and it'll serve you so well in creating a really, really good foundation in which you have a lot more consistency to your games. Because I can tell already now watching that your games are going to look really, really different depending on how your jungler and support plays. And you're not going to have much agency as an ADC. You're going to have agency maybe later on in the game, but in laning phase, definitely not. And that's just because we don't have these like fundamentals, these rules that we follow every single game. And that's what all players kind of do. Some keep it more subconscious, but some have it more conscious. Okay, and here we got a little fight. Let me just see how you played this. This looks good so far. Good W on the Leona, but we're clicking way too far back. What I want to see from you, the ideal, this was what I was talking about with Leona as well, right? Earlier. Yeah. So Leona E is like this range, right? So she can use it like, it goes around or like this, right? Something like that, right? It's not the best circle I've ever drawn, but so I want you to be playing here. You can play a little bit, like you don't need to enter this line into her max range E, but I never ever want to see you playing here. Because why would we put ourselves this far back when we could be safe right here? This is still safe if we are in this spot. But what it allows us to do is it allows us to follow the fight much, much faster. Because now what's going to happen, you're so far that if you wanted to auto-attack this, like what we would want to happen is that when the Leona uses her E, we can walk up and hit her, right?
Yes.
But now we're so far away that when Leona misses the E on the brand, we didn't get a single auto-attack on the Leona until the Briar pushes her into us. And this was more fine. I think here as well, no, this is fine, this is fine. Then you push the wave. Okay. New rule alert. Well, two things. One is, when the tower is this HP, you can't get played. It takes too long. It's too many hits you have to do to the tower. Like you'll see now, you will hit the tower like especially 5 times. Yeah, you hit the tower 5 times to get a plate. Okay. But second rule, I mean the real rule is this. When you crash a wave and you need to base, don't hit tower. Especially, you can, if you want to make it a bit more complicated, you can look at enemy ADC death timer when enemy ADC is dead. So Aphelios right now has 5-second death timer, right? And
Cool.
he's gonna respawn right now. So ideally, we want to base the same time that he's respawning because we don't want to be much slower on the map than Aphelios, right? Because if we're much slower, then it means what's gonna happen now? You're gonna lose all 6 of these minions. All 6 of these minions are gonna die. Maybe you'll even lose the whole tower, to be honest, because it's an Aphelios and he takes tower so fast. I think you might lose the whole tower. No, you scared them away. Even though they didn't have to be scared, they could just kill the tower. So you should have lost tower here for this. And what did we gain from it? We gained, let's see. We gained
63 gold.
63 gold, baby. Hey! Call that a jackpot.
Yeah.
That's what I see
That's
players.
the big jackpot.
Yeah, I see players make this mistake so many times. Even higher elo players, like master players, make this mistake. There were
Riot betas.
Huh?
Riot betas with that.
Yeah, they do. Like even I sometimes make that mistake because it's so tempting. It's like you see the tower and you're thinking, "Oh, I'm gonna greed for it," but if you just remember in your head that greeding for a plate and losing a wave is never worth, right? Because a wave is a bit more gold and it has experience, which is super important, and the plate doesn't give any XP, right? So I just want to see from you from now on when we crash the wave and we need to base, we press that B button. The only exception is if you need the plate for like gold for an item. Like if you could complete Infinity Edge and you needed 100 gold, you can hit the tower. I'll allow it. If you need Bloodthirster, or if you needed Yumus, and then you could Yumus active back to your lane, right? Like I can kind of get it in those cases. But in this case, look, we're coming out of base with 450 gold. We didn't even use the 60 gold. Who cares about it? It was useless.
Yeah, because I mean, yeah.
Okay, now we're back here. Now Brand is back. Now they have push, so that's scary. And it's also another thing that's kind of scary here is that you do have a tower behind you, but it's very low, so it's kind of a fake tower, I'd say. And your Brand is just dead, so I mean, you just didn't know. Yeah.
He tried to double Leona in the bush.
Yeah. Yep.
Which is not that good.
It was all this time. What the fuck is Aphelios doing though? What the fuck? There's no barrier. He did have barrier. Also, a nice little trick on Aphelios is if you, for example, knew that Aphelios had, or not on Aphelios, on Jhin, if you knew that Aphelios had barrier here, I would want you to flash and then Q and then fourth shot, because your fourth shot does like missing health damage, right? So you want them as low as possible for the most damage. In this case, it doesn't matter because he dies anyways, but in some cases, it can actually make a difference. It can be like 20-30 damage difference. Yes, on the FF vote, you're 5-3.
Yeah. Don't ask me.
Okay, we go back
sometimes
to vote.
sometimes I play these games also streaming to my friends, and when you see my mouse looking the board score, it's complaining sometimes. I think.
I mean, that's life sometimes. Sometimes League is pretty frustrating. And you get tilted. That's okay. I mean, normally I always tell people to go mid after like 14-15 minutes. But I feel like I have a feeling that if you were to go mid, your Tristana would not go bot.
Yes, exactly this I want to tell you. I
Yeah.
watch your videos and I try to do that, but most of the time they just start yelling and send me back to bot, and I cannot get farm from them, so I just go bot and try to farm.
Yeah. Like I do always tell people to go mid, but I also say that if your mid laner doesn't go bot, then you're gonna have to go bot. You know, someone still has to go bot. It's not like you guys can be laning 2 people mid. That just doesn't work.
Yeah.
So every lane needs to be farmed. So I understand. And now we're just farming from range. Safety chilling.
Yes,
Okay,
because
Brand gets engaged upon again. Karthus ult as well. I mean, here, I don't like that you aim your W for Aphelios, because I think, like, yes, it's a Leona, but if she walks into this trap and you hit the W and then you start ulting, I think you just kill her. Like, if you W her right now, and it's also way easier to hit her. Like, you should always look to W people that are walking in your trap, because they're already slowed by the trap, right? Okay, I would have a heart attack if you actually based her when the wave was about to come. Good that you cancelled it. Okay. Although now, I think you should definitely go mid, and I think your Tristana would for sure go to bot if you went mid.
I think I wanted to go mid, but I see the wave both pushing and just go to take that one
That's
wave.
whatever. Like, you're gonna go to 3 minions now. And now you might die here. I have a feeling that you might die. Let's see. Oh no, you didn't die actually. Well, I think here what you could do, I mean, this trap is good, but I think you should blue trinket this bush. Because I'm pretty sure, like, if we look at the minimap, Arthas and Leona just push mid, right? Arthas is pushing mid right now, and Leona was here. Like, I don't know why they don't move bot now. Because if they do, if they moved bot now, and they walked like here, because you have no tower, you would just be dead, I think. Yeah. That's why I don't want you to go side, because if it's like Tristana's side, then she's way safer, right? She has her Yump, she has her ulti, everything. While you have pretty much no safety on side. And now you blue trinket, but we don't want to use our blue trinket like this, ideally, because we want a blue trinket to give us safety to take the wave. And now we've already gotten the wave, so now we don't really need the safety in the space anymore, you know? Okay, you get your LDR. Nice. But again, we're starting to go like autopiloting to go to bot. We need to like just ping your Tristana to go bot at this point. Like, surely she wants to go against the Karthus. Like, the thing is, I can understand that your Tristana is gonna get, or your mid laner, let's make it more general. Your mid laner will be like angry if you go mid and your enemy bot lane is still bot, and then you're trying to like make them go against your bot lane. I'll understand that if they won't match that. But at this stage of the game, when Aphelios is mid and their laner is bot, I'm sure that they will like want to match, because it just makes sense. Like, why would the enemy team have a better mid laner that understands that he should go side and your team not? It's just so unlikely, I think.
Oh. Yeah. And I'm just dead, I think.
Holy shit, you died to this? That's crazy, actually.
Yeah.
Although the like the map awareness here or situational awareness here is pretty
bad.
Pretty bad, yeah.
I didn't expect Lilia to come out from my jungle side.
And I mean, to be fair, that is where Leona kind of comes out from that side. And you also know that, like, Leona, like, when Karthus is hitting this tower, or, like, about to hit this tower that he is, I feel like it's pretty safe that this area is, like, theirs, you know? But, I mean, this one's kind of just unlucky. But it's always, it's a good thing, a good habit to try to have, is not look too much away from your own character. Because I can understand it a bit when you're playing Jhin, you want to look for the W. But especially if you're playing other champions other than Jhin, I never want you to do this. Because it's just useless, right? You should always have your camera more close to your character, or at least be like checking on your character always, so that you can make sure that you're safe to wherever fight you're trying to join. Because if you spot this Lilia faster, probably you just get out and you live. Nice.
Think I press yes again? I hope not. No,
Let's see.
this time no.
I don't know. Did you press?
No, I didn't press.
Yeah. Yay, Darius comes from behind. Nice.
I couldn't get that kill. Sometimes I miss the collector cheaper.
Yeah.
It's kind of good secure the killing.
Nice. Good. And our CS is very low this game, but I think a lot of it is coming from the laning phase, to be honest. And just like
Yes, that's the thing that I want to improve.
yeah.
CSing.
I think a lot of it's coming from the laning phase, but it's also coming from stuff like this. Like, so I think a general so we talked a lot about what I want you to improve in the lane, right? So I won't hammer that too much in more. But what I want you to do after laning phase is pretty simple. After laning phase ends and you see that your side laners are starting to go to side, I want you to religiously track every single wave. What do I mean by that? I mean, a good rule of thumb that I follow is I look at my own waves to know where the enemy wave is, because they're like always the same timing, right? If my wave is here, it means the enemy wave is like here, right?
Yeah.
So what I want you to do is you look at the minimap and you see this and you take that kind of as a trigger. That means, okay, I need to now walk mid lane and get the next mid wave high. I need to get this mid wave right here. And this is good, right? You're gonna get this wave, I hope. Yeah, so you get this wave, right? This is all good, 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 good. But now, look what's gonna happen. Again, we have to do the same process. The next wave is gonna come, right?
And I have to be on the mid.
We have to be in time for that mid wave. Okay, so if we had started the Drake right now, then, you know, of course we would do Drake. But we haven't started Drake. We haven't done anything. Enemy team has started Drake, but it's 10,000 HP. And look at where our jungler is, right? We're not gonna fight right now. So then, walk up and get the mid wave. What are we gonna do here? Watch this dragon? What are we doing? We're doing nothing. We are just spectating. While our jungler is taking our mid wave. This is our farm that he's taking. Like, your jungler should be the one here because he has smite and he can pressure the Lilia if she wants to do Drake. And now we just lost another wave of farm. And let's look at the next mid wave. So now the next mid wave we can't walk to because it's so deep, right? And now look what happened. Here we base so late because we took Raptors that now we are late on the next mid wave. So now Tristana goes for this wave. So now we lose that wave as well. And now you see the next wave coming again, right?
Yeah.
Next wave is about to come. And now we are going top.
Trying to do something on the map.
Yeah. Which is fine, but I want the process, how I want it to look like is that you get the wave and then you look for something on the map. Wave into look for play, and then into wave, into look for play, into wave, into look for play. If you don't find plays, then you do jungle camps, but it's always wave, you know, every 30 seconds, wave, wave, wave. It's very repetitive. Because look now, just in these like last 3 minutes, we have not farmed barely any creeps. We went from 131 CS at 22 minutes to now, let's see, 26 minutes. 4 minutes later.
4 minutes.
We farmed 8 creeps. 8 in 4 minutes. Imagine if you had 8 creeps after 4 minutes of laning phase. Wouldn't that be crazy?
Yeah.
That would be pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And some of that, I won't discount that some of that will be your team just taking your farm. Because people don't respect kind of resources in, especially in low elo, even in high elo, people will be annoying and take ADC's resources when we are the class that does the best with the resources, which can be a bit silly, right? But still, a lot of it as well comes from the fact that you're not actively, proactively playing for waves and playing for your farm. If you do that, for sure your CS numbers will go up at least considerably. For sure. I want you to just think of every single time you see this, you look, always when you're in this situation right now, you're past the 15, 20 minute mark, you look at the minimap, you look at where the wave is. And then you think to yourself, okay, enemy wave is there. When do I need to be mid? When do I need to push this? How deep on mid lane can I go? Who can flank me on mid lane? Who can kill me on mid lane? Am I safe on mid lane? These are all questions that you have to ask, but the first thing, the first instinct that we need to get down is that we're looking for the farm. That's the first thing. And then we can work on the rest. And that shit will come as we go and as we learn. Like, for example, this game, you could get killed by Leona ult, so you'd have to maybe need to cleanse if you were to walk up. Or Lilia ult, right? Or Lilia E, this little fucking bowling ball. It's gonna be different every game. Maybe they have a Malphite and then the Malphite's flanking, then you need to be scared of that. Like, what you need to be scared of in mid and how you need to play is going to be a bit different. You're gonna need to adapt. But the basic impulse to just go for every single mid wave, that in itself will help your farming so much. Also, how come we don't ult this guy? I mean, he is fast, but I think you could get him. Well, maybe he wants to give you a kill anyways. Okay, never mind.
I think I was looking for the tower. I don't know.
I think you could kill him with ulti, but it's fine. Then here you're pushing now to get IE. I like it. That's good. It's good. Like here, for example, staying is good because you have item. If you didn't have item, I think it's still not bad to stay because your team is already fighting on bot, so it's like, or your Briar is, so it's like fine to stay. And now we want to go mid wave into going bot. And I don't like that you're watching this. You should not watch this fight. Remove this habit. Don't watch this fight. Think of what you need to do first. You want to get this wave, right? If you want to go to bot, what do we need to do first? We need to kill this wave, right?
Yes.
So in you actually watching this fight, you're actually making it harder for you to join the fight because you're not doing the thing that you need to do before joining the fight faster. Like right now, we could go on this Karthus with the help of Brand if we were to ping him. If I'm pinging the Brand to come on the Karthus, why can Karthus even be here? Your Tristana and Brand are right here. You can just walk up and go on him. But you're not calling for anything, you're not playing for anything, you're not, like, even if you were alone here against Karthus, I would want you to queue this and try to look for some damage on him that's free. And now your team is fighting, but look, you weren't involved at all because you were watching bot. And then you were so slow to react to it.
Watching the game again, looks like my W's are pretty bad.
I mean, this W is kind of hard because he's so fast, even though he's slow. I think your W's are okay. I think the only thing is you use them sometimes at kind of bad timings. You should try to use your W's more when they're already slowed, when they're already CC'd, or another good one is when they're stuck up against a wall. So for example, if a guy is right here, I really want you to W him. But if a guy is right here, I don't really want you to W him. Because he has, like, if you think of it just really simply, he has 4 different ways that he can dodge here, right? He can dodge in every direction that he wants to. While if he's up against this wall, he can only dodge this way, and this way, this way. He loses a direction to dodge in. Right? So if you then put your W like here, okay, it's not this wide, right? But let's say it's like this, then it's really fucking hard for him to dodge it. While if you put it right here, it's like pretty easy for him to dodge it because he can dodge it both to the left or to the right. So try to aim for people that are either CC'd or up against the wall. Or when people are running away, usually they're also worse at dodging. So that's another thing, to try to use your W more when you see that they're kind of turning away from you and they've already decided like that they're gonna run away. Okay, here again, another this example is perfect actually. Look at where the wave is. The wave is right here, right?
Yeah.
So we don't base now. We get this wave first and then we think about basing. But you also don't need to base. I think basing for a no magic mantle is kind of waste. But now you'll see that now Brand will take this wave. Because this will happen in solo queue. Even in high reloads, this will happen in solo queue. If you're not there to take the wave, someone else will take it. Someone else will take it, always. So what we need to do is we create the habit that we're always there. We're always in time for the wave, and we're always taking it. So what I want you to do now, for example, is I want you to walk up deeper on mid and get the wave. Not super deep, but you can get the wave like here. I don't want you to look at this top fight. I don't want you to look at this. I want you to get the wave. Because look what's going to happen now. Look, you're watching the top fight. Okay, it didn't actually happen, but I wanted Tristana to take your mid wave. Oi, Tristana was jumping in like that. What the crazy jump. Oh, she's dead. No, we don't run into cars like this, no? Oh, we do. I know. Flash cleanse. Oh, but yeah. Oh. Yumus, we're dead. GG, we're dead. Yum yum. I mean, here, it's just like, okay. I mean, here there's two things. One, we need to remove this habit of watching people play the game. We need to play the game ourselves. So we should know already now that we want this next mid wave. So I want you to walk way deeper up on mid and get this wave. So that's the first thing. Second thing is, who's the strongest on your team? You should ask yourself this every game. Strongest on your team this game, I think it's Tristana, right? She's really fucking strong. She's like nearly full build. She's definitely one of the strongest. So when you see that Tristana dies, we don't go. I click back. Tristana dead? I'm out. I'm out. Good luck, BR. I'm out. Especially after Leona dies. We don't click forward. Because here, if you didn't click forward after Leona dies, you would actually live. But now Lilia gets her Q on you. She gets her ulti. She's fast as fuck, boy. Runs you down. Okay, this is good. So here it's good that you recognize you don't make it for the Nash. And you go bot instead and push it out. That's good. Although, why base?
I tried to group with him because I saw it kind of push.
I mean, to be honest, your team is inting so hard. Basing is fine. If your team wasn't inting, I think maybe don't base, but when they int like this, just base, yeah, it's good. It's fine. Let's see the last fight. Let's see how you play it. Okay, wait, you got this guy. Boom. Boom.
Yeah, I didn't. I mean, I want to wait for his flash. Didn't expect Leona to be there in time.
Yeah, I mean that one's tough. Now I think you could look to W him. No, okay, he's yeah. He healed too much with BT, I guess. Okay, I thought you would die here for sure. It's good that you notice the Darius and you actually click back, or you click like to your team. This is good. I think your clicks, they're not the best, right? They're not the best, but I don't think they're your biggest problem. So I don't really want to focus that much on them. I feel like the biggest problems that you have is by far the laning phase and how you play. What I want you to work on is play for push every single game, never leash. Once you have push, play really aggressive. Understand when you're stronger and when you're not. Understand that waves make you stronger, levels make you stronger. So we play for those always. And in terms of later on in the game, when we're gonna play for like wanting to have a higher CS per minute, we need to look at every single mid wave. We can look at our own wave on the minimap, and we make that kind of a 30-second timer that we're always in time for. We always want to be in time for it. And if you do that, your laning phase results will be way better. You'll be winning way more lanes, and your CS per minute will be way higher. Way higher.
As you can see,
every game we're gonna leash again. And now you're gonna see enemy bot lane didn't leash, but they're also bad, right? So here's the advantage that you have. With the knowledge I just gave you, you can win lane every single game. Because look what Lucian just did, right? Lucian Lucian didn't leash, and now you're coming back and they don't have push. He did not leash, you did, and wave isn't equal. It all makes sense. It's like saying 2 + 2 = 3. That's not how it's supposed to be. If one side is later to the wave than the other, then the first side should always get push. So what I would want you to do, let's say hypothetically you're the Lucian in our scenario. I want you to hit this minion once, hit this minion once. You usually don't want to hit these melee minions, because then you can push a bit too fast. So you hit the casters a little bit to prepare them for the second wave, because these casters will be alive when the second wave comes, right?
Yeah.
And then what I want you to do is I want you to create space in the lane. If you are the Lucian and you see that the enemy team is leashing, start walking here. I want you to be playing either here or here, depending on what champ you're playing. If you're playing a champion that can use a little skill shot from range as they're like walking here, you can play here. If you're playing a lower range champion like Kaisa or even Jhin to a somewhat extent, I want you to play here. And I want you to try to auto-attack them when they're coming here into your auto-attack range. And then you go into the bush to drop minion aggro. Oh my god, you just outplayed the whole server. The whole EU Nordic server just lost their brain cells of what you just did. Do that. That is how you abuse the fact that enemy leashes and you don't. Not what this Lucian did. Because what this Lucian did, it makes it look like leashing isn't that bad. But it should be like lane losing for you. But here again, it's also... Yeah, like I can tell that you don't understand. You don't have that urgency to get level 2. We need to develop that urgency. Get level 2. Like when you come back here, when you come to lane, this is good, this is good. I want you to auto-attack. Why aren't we auto-attacking the wave? Auto-attack the wave, auto-attack it. Good. Go back, auto. We are going to get level 2 first here. If Lucian lets us have it, I want you to get level 2 first. Always play for level 2. Because if enemy is giving it to you, it's so fucking broken. And if you can tell that you are not going to get level 2 first, okay, we back off. But in this case, you're going to get level 2 first because Lucian's not hitting enough. He inted. Look, you got level 2 same time when you barely even auto-attacked. You know?
Yes. I see now. Now I see. When
Yeah.
someone explain like you do.
So we want to...
It's different.
Okay, also when we play Kaisa, we level up W second always. Because W second gives us so much burst and so much kill potential. Like if we play with any CC support, even without CC support, if we hit the W, it's just like 100 plus damage. God, that's a lot of damage. While the E is kind of useless early game. It's more of a later on, it's useful. So never go E, always go W second. But okay, we just need to have that urgency to get level 2 first. And then once you start to do that in your games, you'll see how often the enemy ADC is inting and how often you can punish him. Because you play for level 2 first, you ping your support to go in once you guys are about to get level 2, and poof, you got first blood every single game. Oh, oi, 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 Tariq. Oi, 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 oi. I mean, this is a hard lane to be on. Oi, 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 oi. Yeah, a bit crazy spacing here. I mean, so your Q there was bad because it ruins the wave. But then the Tariq went a bit crazy. It's all good, it's all good. What was that W? I mean, in general, like, I think you're trying to use it for the CS, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, I see it.
I don't like it. I think you should hold it because if Tariq hits a stun, you guys can still maybe kill them if you have W. You should think of like the reason why I say like everybody will say that Kaisa is way better with engaged supports. And this spell is the reason why she's so good with range supports. Because this spell combined with her passive does so much damage. So much damage. It's like 100 damage when you just hit the W. And it gives 2 procs of the passive. And CC gives 2 procs of the passive as well. CC equals 2 procs. You hit your W. 2 procs. And then you auto attack. And that's another proc. And then that equals 5, baby. Holy shit, this is math. Beautiful math.
And the passive is bad.
And then the passive is procced. 5 equals GG. GG. That's a lot of damage. That's why we gotta hold our W. Because now if the Tariq wants to go for a stun, and we ain't got W, that's not a kill. That's not a kill. And that one, like another thing that I think you need to think a bit more about as well, is try to hold your spells a bit just for mana. I could tell that in the Jhin game, you were using your W a bit too much when you were low mana, and now as well, I think on Kaisa, you're gonna run soon if you keep spamming your spells like this. Like, for example, here on this W, your Tariq is going to auto-attack this minion because he has 2 relic stacks. You don't need to W yet.
Yes, the W, yeah.
It's not the end of the world. Here. And here, okay, another thing. I really want you to try to use pings a bit more. I haven't seen you ping once in these 2 games. Like, I want you here to start pinging your Belveth to come bot. because they are so far extended. They're so far up in the lane when your jungler is spot side. I want you to ping your jungler to come. And if he doesn't come even when you ping, well, sucks. We tried. But I really want you to involve your team more in the game in what you want to do. If you want your Taric to like flash stun, if you want like you know, someone to go in, and then you also need to be more ready for it, right? Like here, if we're waiting for, if we want Belov to gank and Belov is pinging that she wants to gank, why are we clicking here? Like, look at where we're clicking, and we're also pinging here. I don't know. Like we are.
I think I was trying to ping the to ping my
ping
mana
your
bar.
mana, but what does it matter?
Yeah.
All you need to do is auto attack for this to be either a good or a bad gank. And it's not a good gank even if you were walking up, but I can tell from this that you probably have a lot of ganks that should be good and you're not following it up properly, so it ends up being bad. But here they had full vision on the Belvav, so it's not a good gank, right? They reacted to it well. But we need to always put ourselves at the right place at the right time so that if the situation is good, we fully capitalize on it. And look now, as I said, that I thought was gonna happen, you're fucking And why are we Because like here, for example, we don't need to queue this. We can just last at these minions. Why queue? Just auto. Auto. We only want to use spells on the wave if we have to for CSing. If we really want to push. Because like we have to crash a wave to recall or something. Or something urgent is happening. Like for example, if you're playing for level 2 or you're playing for level 3. Okay, you can use spells to push the wave. I like it. It's good. You know, you need to get level 2 as soon as possible. But in the general like laning phase, when nothing is happening, I don't want you to spam spells. Because mana is a resource, and we gotta prioritize it. Like, look now, you're gonna play this fight with 0 fucking mana. Holy shit, guys, our Kaisa's useless. I think Kaisa got nerfed this patch. She doesn't have spells. And it's also like, another thing I would say here is like, okay, you have 30 mana, so you're gonna have enough mana for one more spell. Your Q is like...
And I use the E, yes.
Yeah, a good thing I'd like you to do is in settings, you can go into your interface, and then you can put like that it shows how much mana each spell costs on the spell, which is very nice. But I do remember that Kaisa Q is 55 mana, and Kaisa E is 30 mana. So we will now use Kaisa E, right, which costs 30, so now we're on 7 mana. And we're about to get, so when we get 25 mana, that means we could have used Q, right? Which is right now. So we now have 25 mana, which means 30 plus 20, right? Plus 25 equals 55, right? Quick maths. So I would always want you to never, like I never want you to use E here, because I want you to be thinking about what spell is most useful for the fight. And that also plays into like managing your mana, is understanding like what spells do you need. And I don't even know when you use W here. Did you use it last hit again? Come on, bro.
Yes.
Come on. See, we can't be doing that. We gotta be using our spells properly. Because here, imagine now, hypothetical world. Okay, this looks good. Boom. Belov didn't get the Drake. Sucks. On the Taric stun, you have W on the Milio. You W the Milio, you Q the Milio. Boom, he's one shot. Or the Sedger's one shot. Someone is gonna take a lot more damage. Because you have W and Q and you're not just auto-attacking. Another thing here is also just your general spacing that I don't like. Like, why do we go melee range to the Sejuani here? Like, can't you just stay here right now? You need to go here?
No.
If you and Lucian are both hitting each other, that's fine for you, no? That means Lucian's not hitting Sejuani and Taric, or hitting Belveth and Taric, and Belveth and Taric are gonna win against Sejuani Milio. So if you're just fighting the Lucian alone, and you're clicking this way, and just playing in this space here in general, I think this is very good. But if we enter into the pit like this, then we go melee range to the melee champ, and we allow all 3 people to hit us at once, which is exactly what they want to do because you're an ADC. And then also you misclick over the wall on the dragon, so you end up walking even further into Lucian. Because
Yeah,
I mean,
I go
this
too
one was
far
kind
with
of
the.
unlucky, right? But if you keep clicking down here, you're at least kicking away from the Lucian. But in general, we never want to be the guy who's focused down in a fight. We want to wait. Like, what I would want you to do is just keep, like, it's kind of the same. Do you remember last game when your Leona engaged on your brand and I said it was really good that you hit the Aphelios?
Yes.
It's same here. If Lucian wants to hit your Belveth or Taric, then I want you just to hit him, and that's it. And if he wants to hit you, okay, then you click back, and this is good. If you guys are occupying each other and letting them fight, you're doing your job. Good job. But you want to always focus the carries, and if the carries are zoning you, you let yourself be zoned. It is what it is. We don't go frontline melee range as ADC ever. Never good. On the wave was trash too. Oof. That's a toughie.
And after that fight, he got to kill, and
Yeah, I mean, now you're way weaker, right? So now it's tough.
yeah.
Here, for example, I would want you to not use the spell to CS, but I want you to auto attack this, and then when Lucian does dash in, I want you to just dump all your spells onto him and run away. Because now you can see he's gonna dash in, but I want you to like have spells now. Like I want you to auto QW and then run away. And then you at least trade some damage back to him, because now you just take a lot of damage. You do get the W, but you know, you could have gotten the Q as well.
Yeah.
We take even more damage. Too bad, I guess. But you can see how in both of these games, you're losing push, and it's making the lane so difficult. Right? Like even before this, before this fight that broke out, you were because you had to use all your spells just to last it under tower.
Before the Drake fight, yes.
For the Drake fight, yeah.
Yeah.
So what I want you to really focus on in the laning phase is just play for level 2 first, play really aggressively for it, don't leash, ping your support to play for level 2. Once you get level 2, we go on the aggressive side. We start slow push. We last hit at the last possible second. We try to always auto-attack the enemy ADC when he's going for CS, and we fist. We fucking fist him. Fist him to the ground. We punish that motherfucker for his sins. Right now, I'm just watching BDSM laning phase, where you're just 0 mana, 0 agency. I mean, this one, like here, you should ward the bush, I think. But this is a bit of a crazy cheese by Milo, because I think if you ward the bush here,
I didn't expect him to be there. Yes.
it's a bit crazy, but because if you ward the bush here and you just chunk him right now, it's really bad for the Milio. But also, when you play Kaisa, and you get like, you have someone behind you, and you want to escape, never do what you're doing now. What you should do, auto attack the Milio, then ulti here, and you're always fine. Should you think of using Kaisa ult as an escape tool as well? Now you're gonna die. You didn't do that. Or not, you're not gonna die. Never mind. I thought you would die. Well, now you're gonna kill them, I think.
No
Taric
mana.
is OP. No mana, baby. I mean, you shouldn't use your W. That's the biggest problem here. You should hold your mana for ult. So, what I wanted to do, as I said before, is go into interface and showed how much mana spell cost. Like, it's just like spell cost. Yeah, that's good. Because here I want you to think, like I was already thinking now when we were watching it, I was thinking, I don't think you should use mana for W because you need to use mana for ulti. That's what we need our mana for.
I tried here to to use my art, and then I see that.
Yeah, because you would kill the Lucian here if you had ulti.
And you see Tariq, it's pinging me.
Yeah.
Now I had the mana, but I don't have the stacks. Tariq is not there anymore, so we just farming again.
It looks like your biggest issue is actually mana and push. If we fix those two, your laning phase is gonna go way up. And here, for example, again, it's like I don't like this E. I don't like it. Fuck it, just dodge without the E. We are so low mana, I'm not gonna use my E here. We need to conserve mana. Conserve mana. We are not the champ if we don't have mana. Like here, for example, I want to have mana for ulti, I want to have mana for W, and I want to have mana for Q. If I have mana for all of those, I'm strong. I can fight this Gragas if I have mana here. If I don't have mana, what the fuck am I gonna do? Right? Okay, team. I have mana for one spell. Okay, I died before I even got to use it. I mean, this is also a big spacing issue, right? It's like, we need to... Can't just hit the Milio. We need to think about this fat motherfucker as well. Like, we can't walk past the Gragas to hit a target. It's a fucking chaos. Okay, here.
I know. So, I should go mid.
Yes, you should go mid. And why should you go mid? Just for one simple
because,
reason.
My mid laner is over there, and
yes, if your mid laner goes bot, you go mid. Simple as that. When you see it, for next time you see your mid laner is going bot, oh, okay, I go mid then. Just make it that simple. Of course, a more in-depth, better thought process would be to be like, okay, can I join this fight on bot? How is the mid lane wave looking? But let's make it really simple. If your mid laner goes bot, you go mid. Real simple. Because now what the fuck are we doing? Look at this. We went mid, we went bot to watch the Ahri take the farm. And then we go mid, but we don't actually go mid. We just go Drake. We just lost, I'm not kidding you, 20 CS. 20 CS we just lost. We could have been 90 CS if we caught this mid wave and pushed the next one. Would have been insane. And we do 0 damage. Okay, lethal tempo stacked. Eh? 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 Bro, that Sejuani killed someone in UNR's family or what? Or why are you guys focusing her so hard? I mean, it's good to hit the first target, but when enemy ADC is going melee range on me, I'm gonna hit the enemy ADC. You know? Like, why would I focus on this Sejuani that's out of the fight instead of this
I was thinking
Lucian?
me and Ahri just could kill her and then
yeah,
Tariq.
And that's okay, but
Because
now...
I know I don't have enough damage over there and I just try to stick with the others. So maybe I can get something from this, and I get. But yeah.
Ends up
I
being
understand
okay.
what I was saying.
I don't really want... I want you to focus.
Yeah.
Like, it's good to focus the first target, but if the tank is running out, you let the tank run out and focus on the carries. And why don't we push this wave? Lucian is still dead for 3 seconds. I want to push this wave. Make it crash cleanly. I mean, it's fine this as well, but...
I remember I was looking and I was the minions that didn't go under the tower.
Oh!
Yeah. That's
He did it
my problem
again.
with watching on the map, yes. And
Now
just got three
we
damage.
just lost 5. This was 500 HP. 400 HP we just lost. And if the Lucian had ulti, we could have maybe even had to lose flash or something. Because if he ultis us after that chunk, oof, it's gonna hurt. You're playing a dangerous game here. Yeah, we just lost another 100 HP for no reason. Okay, here he wasted ulti at least. That's nice. Okay, you get some plenty. Okay, Tariq. My goat!
My god.
Well played, Tariq. Good job. Okay, now we get Q evolve. Nice.
Yeah.
You know, I coached a guy who was master tier, and he was in this very similar situation on Kaisa, and he bought Boots recurve bow instead of pickaxe. Yes. He had Q evolve.
I always go for the Q evolve.
Yes, that's good. That's
much
very
stronger
good.
than the boot.
Yes. Q evolve is like half the reason you play Kaisa. Now you can see already now, just from this Q evolve, you can actually like play on the Lucian, you know? You can try to do stuff. Nice.
I choose this game because it's kind of one of the games that I start bad and trying to get back on the game, and I want to understand what I'm not doing good that I start bad, and at the end I'm doing pretty decent, I think.
Oh yeah, we took a lot of that. Oh yeah.
The,
Herald does a
the
lot of
Herald.
damage. Avoid the Herald charge at all costs. Because this shit just took 350 damage from you. God damn. Okay, and you also kind of panic ult here. I think you shouldn't. Actually, the ult's okay. The ult's okay. I don't mind it. But this Sejuani is a tanky fucking boy.
Yeah.
Okay, you go mid, you get the mid wave, you base. Nice. Now we're going mid lane. Good. Now this shit is looking more normal. We're just farming mid waves. Okay, Lucian dodges everything. Nice. That's fine. Now Ari's here. Let's see her hit some skill shots. Nope. Nobody's hitting skill shots today.
You just throw them away.
And then she ultis that late. Good flash though.
Yeah.
It's all good. This mid tower is probably gone. Okay, you should have died there. I think Gragas... No, wait, Gragas does not ulti? Gragas does not ulti. If you knew Gragas didn't have ulti, fair enough. If you didn't know and you did this, you should die. Because Gragas could just ulti you into them and then you die. Always good to do, like... We haven't really talked too much about team fighting, but real simply, team fighting is just mostly about like threat understanding, like understanding how enemy team can kill you. So for example here, I would want you to think like, okay, Sejuani has no ult, because she just used her, right? So she can't do much to me, that's harmless. But if Gragas has ulti, he can ulti me into them, so that's very scary. I want to avoid that, so I can't walk up, you know? I don't have flash, I can't flash the Gragas ult. And then this, I don't know what you're cooking here, this was a bit crazy.
I so sad, but I was thinking he's gonna focus the Lucian, but instead he go for the Emilio.
Well, he can't really reach, you know, he has no dash. It's like, how does he reach the Lucian? The Lucian can dash away, he flashes away. Like, now he
Yeah,
should go on the
that's how I
Lucian,
got.
yeah, but it's pretty hard for him to do much. I would want you to just play this fight much slower, like, just hit the front line. You don't need to, like, this already is kind of bad, because you should be looking at Sejuani. It's like, okay, Sejuani's here. I don't want to walk into Sejuani Q range. Like, I don't want you to walk here. I want you to be here, hitting this guy for free, playing in this zone. This zone is so nice because it's the furthest away from these people. What you want is you want to create the furthest distance where you can take damage and you can still output the most damage. This is like the safest spot you can be because nobody here can reach you and you can still output max damage to this guy. That's how you should play ADC. I don't want you to tunnel too much on killing enemy ADC, even though you're playing Kaisa. But like your goal should still be to kill the front line. That's just what the ADC is like meant to do, designed to do. I don't mind you going bolt here.
Yeah, they had ban.
Yeah, it's good to push out the side when they get Nash. Okay, we get a good pick on Lucian here. Lucian types Avengers. Fucking dumbass. Ooh. See, that was scary. If you hit that E, I think you're dead. That's why it's really important to always keep in mind,
Megafold.
like, threats. You know? Like, what is scary? What can kill me? Here, you're not thinking about it. You're just
Yeah,
thinking.
but
Only thing on your mind is seeing, like, ooh. Your camera control is also bad here. You should be moving your camera further up so you can see, like, what the fuck is going on here. You should be seeing Garen. You should be seeing all these people. Like, you barely even see the Gragas because you have it just centered on your character. Low is a good sidestep on the Gragas. But this is troll as fuck. Oh, guys, why did we do this? Okay, now you gotta run. You get the crab, get the drake, get the rage blade, get the base. We don't base, we fight, we base. Oh no, terrible, you're gonna die here. Unless Tariq is overpowered, which he is. Ah, this is bad. You're also going way too close. Okay. So we want new rule alert. We want to play max range. What do I mean by that? I mean that if Sejuani is here, I want you to be here so that you can like auto attack the max range. And I want you to always be playing. Then I want you to be clicking here. If Sejuani clicks a bit forward, you click a bit forward. If Sejuani clicks towards you, you click backwards. You know, always playing max range. I don't want to see this, that you're going forward into Sejuani. Full melee mode. Melee mode. Look. If you ever rewatch a team fight of yourself and you see that you are in front of your front line, probably you're doing something wrong. Probably you're doing something wrong. It's very rare that that's the correct thing to do. Because imagine here if you didn't get fully like CC chained by Sejuani and you were now here instead, then you would be 10 times safer. You would have gotten all the same auto attacks on the Sejuani, but she wouldn't be able to Q you right now. You wouldn't die here to Lucian. And then you could maybe clean up this fight. But instead, all of you guys die, and it's a toughie. Now your team is trolling a bit. Okay, nice flash. Good ulti as well. Was good. And Millie was trolling as well. What? That was unlucky.
Yeah. Execute.
Okay, let's see if we go melee now. Okay, so Ronnie trolled. Good sidestep on the Gragas Q. I mean, your movement is not too bad. We can work a bit on the skill shots and the spacing, but the movement is okay. No ulti on this Lucian?
I didn't see anybody else from their team, so I was thinking I'm just gonna ult. Maybe I don't have the damage. I mean, maybe I killed. I don't kill. I don't know. I saw the Baron time, and I said, nah.
You definitely kill, but maybe you die after. Yeah, I respect it, not ulting. Fine. I think trading 1-for-1 is okay, because he's kind of more useful than you, but it's also not bad to not trade 1-for-1. Okay, it's a bit of a standoff on mid. Sedru looks for a Q ulti. She missed completely. Nicht so gut. I get Nash again. That was not really your bad though. You just, so this is what I wanted to do, and these sorts of, this is good what you're doing. You just think of yourself as like a vacuum cleaner, a hoover. You're trying to pick up all the resources on the map. I think you can go for this top wave as well, because you see Milio basing right now, and you know the Garen is bot. I think nobody's going to come to you top, so it's good if you push out this wave. Because like, even though you don't need the gold, it's just they have Nash, right? So you want to push out side lanes as much as you can, and that would be good. But it's good that you're just like walking around, getting jungle camps, getting everything you can. Okay, here again, I think our camera control is a bit bad. We're not like seeing, this is good, but keep the camera here, you know? I want to see what's happening to the Lucian. I want to see the Gragas. I want you ready to like dodge stuff. Okay. Hi. I mean, if that was intended with the Tariki, that was clean.
Yeah, I saw it.
But it was still a good, I mean, this was a really good ult. Well played. Played. Okay, the movement, you're getting compliments on the movement from me. I like it.
Thank you.
I think if we work on the mid-game resources, like just being more disciplined and trying to go for every single mid-wave, and we work on the laning phase, I think the biggest thing is the laning phase, by far, I feel like.
Yeah.
If we work on that, bro, the mastery of Nordic, easy. Easy peasy. Let's see the final fight here.
I can't wait for the Gragas.
Yeah.
I was expecting him to all in or something after stage.
I mean, you just have to respect in these types of, like, for example, with Gragas ult, it's hard to like dodge it, you know, or like fully avoid it. So it's good to like wait for it instead. Like a lot of the time, sometimes with threats, you have to take that sort of mindset. Like it's the same with, for example, Malphite ult. Like if you don't have flash, it's very unrealistic to try to dodge Malphite ult. So you just have to wait until he uses it. And it is what it is, you know. But maybe your team can CC him and then you can go on him or something like that. Okay, why we don't ulti here? I really dislike. I think you use your E a lot of times when you should use your ult. Like I've seen this a few times now. I don't like how you use your E. You should never like use your E to reach a target, especially later on. The best part of your E is the stealth of it. I don't want you to use your E to reach people. I want you to have your E when you ulti in so that you can outplay. Because here, for example, if you don't have Taric ult, you're just one shot, I think. So if you see like carries get CC'd and it looks good, just ulti in, and then you look to use your E for dodging skill shots. So how I'd want this fight to look like is like, okay, this looks good. And here, we ulti in here on the Lucian. I'd want you to ulti all the way to the right so that you're the furthest away from all the threats and you can still hit the Lucian as much as possible. And then when Gragas ultis, you can flash that. That would be nice. And then you E to dodge like Sejuani Q or to kite the Garen or not let him like silence you because you go stealth, right, and he can't auto attack you. Something like that is how I want you ideally to use all your spells. Because this was kind of lucky. I think you easily could have been one shot off of this Gragas ulti. And if you just die here, probably you guys still win because Lucian also got one shot. But you could lose, you know? You could. But yeah, so to summarize, the biggest things that I want you to work on is to play for push every single game, never leash. Once you get push, play really aggressive, slow push every wave. Slow push should be the default, don't hard push. Only hard push if something urgent happens, like you need to base, Drake is being done and you need to go help, or you know, something happens in the game that you just need to go to, okay, then you can hard push. But the default should be slow push. And when you're slow pushing and you have the wave advantage or you have a level advantage, play really aggressive. Contest every single CS that enemy wants to go for and really make your presence known in the lane. Walk up, you know, and pressure them. Trust in yourself and in your aggression that if you have a minion lead or level lead, you're stronger, and abuse that fact. And then for the mid game, I think we can work a lot on our spacing. I want you to work on trying to always play max range in team fights and when you're auto attacking, and also just thinking about like going first target and not necessarily making those montage plays always of killing enemy ADC. And then when it comes to like we want to increase the CS per minute. We want to make this to 8 to 9 every single game. So in early laning phase, we already talked about that. That'll help you a lot. You're probably losing way more lanes than you should. So if we work on the laning phase, that'll help your CS numbers. But I want you to really internalize when you see the minimap, when you're in mid game, you look at where the wave is and you think to yourself, how am I going to get that next wave? What am I going to do to get that wave? If you do that for every single wave, boom. 9, 10 CS per minute every single game, you're golden. You're golden. For sure. And if you work on those things, master your Nordic, easy peasy. And then we start to think about EU West and conquering the world.
Yeah, a lot of good info for me today.
Yeah. Do you have any questions?
A lot of information to process right now and try in game.
Yeah, it's a lot. I tried to not make it too much, but maybe it was still too much.
Yes,
I don't know.
It is no, it's not like it's not too much, but it's normal because I want to improve. So improvement means more. So more means a lot of information.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, this is it. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Well, then I wish you the best of luck in your climb,
Yeah, thank you,
and I will
thank
see
you
you around.
for everything,
Yeah,
and for the good info and for your time.
no problem, man. It was a pleasure.
And have a nice night.
Have a
Call
nice
it night
evening, man.
because
Yeah,
evening, yes.
I'll see you
Yeah,
around, bro.
see you around.
Bye
Yeah,
bye.
bye bye.
Okay, so that was a little bit lower elo, I'd say. But that was a lot of fun too. That was a lot of fun too. I tried to. There were a lot of mistakes that I saw, of course, and I feel like usually you guys have watched my master coachings. I try to point out everything that I see, but there were a lot of things that I felt like I shouldn't point out because I didn't think that was what he needed to really take him to make him climb. Because whenever somebody plays, they make hundreds of mistakes, right? But you have to point out what is the most important, in my opinion, so that they learn the most. And hopefully, I feel like I gave him things that are really going to make a huge difference. I think in the next 10 game he plays, if he tries to implement this, wow, his games are going to look so different. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. And hopefully he allows me to post this video, so I'll ask him about that.